Shalom Akim. First and foremost, thank you all, praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha Kodash. Double honors unto the elders, apostles of the great millstone, the others great millstone in their course. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, the sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, serve him in truth and sincerity. So I'm the brother Chayaba from a GMS Plaintables camp, coming back with another lesson to his spirit. This lesson will be entitled Among the Lines of eat the whole raw, or eat the whole raw, which of course that's mentioned within, I have it right here, Revelation chapter 10:8. It says, "And a voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel, which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth." It also says, verse 9, "And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up. And it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey." And of course, the little book represents this Bible, the truth. Ultimately, what the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which is found within this book, the Holy Scriptures. And by the way, this is, of course, Apostle John the Revelator. You know, this happened unto him. It says what? But it shall be in thy, it says, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. Yeah, so pretty much that's how it is when you receive this truth. Of course, you know, you hear about the kingdom of heaven, you hear about, you know, the glory that we're going to receive. You know, you hear about the salvation that Yahushua is going to give unto his elect. But, you know, there's also other things too. You know, obviously you hear about the prophecies, you hear about the wars, the famines, you know, the pestilences. You hear about the suffering and the hell that you're going to catch when you get into the truth. You know, you're serving the Lord. Scriptures say, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So yeah, that's the bitter part. It says, verse 10, "And I took the little book out of the angel's hands, or out of the angel's hand, and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter." And scriptures speak about also the persecution of the prophets, and, you know, what's going to happen. You know, it's going to, of course, the trials and tribulations. We're clearly aware of all of that. You know, in order to get the kingdom, we're going to have to pass through that straight gate. That's the bitter part. But as we know, of course, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to give us the spirit to endure all that. You know, we have the honey. You know, we have the sweet part, which is what? The kingdom of heaven, the blessings and the new perfect bodies that we're going to receive for our work. But right now we are in the bitter part. And it's going to continue to get bitter until Yahushai comes back and makes a return and grants onto us salvation. So this is 1 John chapter 2 and 18. It says, "Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time." Yeah, Antichrist meaning anybody who's against the anointed, anybody who's against Yahushai. There's going to be many. And ultimately, that's the majority of the world, because the majority of the world are Antichrist, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Anybody who rejects these scriptures, anybody who rejects Yahushai, and, you know, there's no gray area, you know, there's no middle. Either you follow these scriptures and you follow what Yahushua says, or you don't. If you don't, then you are Antichrist. There's no in between, you know, following a little bit and doing whatever you want to do for the rest. It says, verse 19, "They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. but they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. Yeah, ultimately, if you fall out and you stop doing this work, then that ultimately means that you weren't a part of this from the beginning at all, meaning that you weren't even a part of the elect to begin with. Ultimately, the elect are going to do what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua said to do. That's within these scriptures. And if you're a prophet, then you're going to do the prophet's duty. If you're not a prophet, you were called unto the truth. Yeah, you might prophesy, but if you're not a true prophet, if you're a false prophet, then yeah, you might be in this for a little while, but ultimately, if you're not a part of the elect, then that means that you were never a part of it in the first place. It says, verse 20, but ye have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things. Meaning that the true prophets will have 100% truth, which, of course, us men in Great Millstone, we believe to be the true prophets, and it's showing forth. It says, but you have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things. And yeah, ultimately, the Lord has given us all things, the 100% truth, in order to what? To feed the sheep and to teach the scriptures in 100% truth. Meaning that we have everything we need. We have all the answers that we need in order to gain salvation and to be pleasing service unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and to break down this book the way it's supposed to be broken down. Some things the Lord, even though it's mentioned within the scriptures, it's not plainly put. For example, scriptures speak about the seven thunders being uttered. Apostle John the Revelator, he was about to write it down, but the Lord pretty much told Apostle John not to write it down, to withhold, or pretty much to not write it down. See, so we don't have, obviously we don't know what the seven thunders uttered, because again, it's not written. Also, the tribe of Dan, the tribe of Dan isn't mentioned within Revelation chapter 7 or Revelation chapter 14. So, and we don't have those answers, but the scriptures don't mention it for a reason. So it's not included on the 12 tribes chart. But everything concerning salvation and everything that's important for us to be on the right side of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and again, to be holy, to be separate from the world, and be with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and to have the Holy Spirit, and again, to receive salvation. We have all that. And concerning this book, to break it down the correct way, we have all of that. So it says, but you have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things. Verse 21, it says, I have not written unto you because you know not the truth, but because you know it, and that no lie is of the truth. Exactly. So the reason why we say beyond 100% truth is because, that's what it is. We don't teach any lie. That's within, again, we bring out the scriptures according to it's 100% truth. We don't teach any lies like you see some of these false prophets doing. Pretty much any false prophet is going to teach lies. Only the true prophets will bring out the 100% truth. So yeah, the scriptures say eat the whole roll, but the scriptures also say once you eat the whole roll, you're supposed to go out and teach it. You're not supposed to, and we're about to read this real quick. It says, Ecclesiastes, as known as Sirach, chapter 41, my children, keep discipline and peace, for wisdom that is hid and a treasure that is not seen, what profit is in them both? Yeah, so for wisdom that is hid and a treasure that is not seen, what profit is in them both? Exactly. If it's never brought out, then what profit is it? It says, verse 15, a man that hideth his foolishness is better than a man that hideth his wisdom. Yeah, exactly. So once you eat this whole roll, are you supposed to just sit on it and not do, pretty much not do anything with it. No, you're supposed to do something with it. And what the Lord commanded us to do was to go out and preach the word and to warn the people and to feed the sheep. As Yahushua said, feed my sheep. So yes, it says a man that hideth his foolishness is better than a man that hideth his wisdom. Giving you the importance about how, or showing the importance of how, we're supposed to bring it out. As soon as we receive the truth, we study, we analyze it, and, of course, we hear from the men and, the elders above us. And after we go out and preach it. This is Proverbs chapter 12 and 27. The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting, but the substance of a diligent man is precious. Yeah, the substance, ultimately, the true substance, which when you get that word for substance within Hebrew, is the Hebrew word hawan, which means, wealth, riches, substance, price, high value. So yeah, wealth and riches, and ultimately, as the scriptures speak of, you can get it, but the true riches is this wisdom, knowledge, or understanding. So the true substance of a diligent man, a diligent man, the one who serves Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, is his truth, is precious. But it says the slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting. NLT, it says that lazy people don't even cook the game they catch, but the diligent man make use of everything they find. Yeah, and ultimately, that's what we're supposed to do with this truth. We're supposed to make use of it. Making use of the truth is forwarding it. Giving it onto the people. Ultimately, we preach, of course, His word onto the Israelites. Of course, this gospel is directed onto our people, the Israelites. And that's where giving this word to. That's how we feed the sheep. And how do we feed the sheep? Of course, we go out there in the highways and byways. Not only do we go out there on the highways and byways, meaning, we go out there on the streets, we have the 12 tribes sign. Of course, we have our camp, and we go weekly, at least once a week, to go out there on the highways and byways to preach it. But also, we're uploading these lessons. We, of course, brothers have YouTube channels. And you have videos going out amongst the whole body daily. And that's how the sheep is fed. And that's how this word is being preached. So that's an example of many men who have eaten the whole roll. And let's go ahead and get Ezekiel chapter 3. And before I get that, it says, but lazy people don't even cook the game they catch. Yeah, and again, so once you get this truth, you're supposed to go out and prophesy it. So this real quick, Ezekiel chapter 3 and 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou, it says, eat that thou findest. Eat this whole, or it says, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So that's clear cut right there. So these are clear instructions that Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, or Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, gave unto Ezekiel. To read it once again, it says, Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So that's the point. It says, So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat the whole roll. Verse 3, And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And is this referring to literal food? Lord told, obviously not. This is referring to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from the Lord. And of course, we find all of that. We find all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding within His Bible. within the Holy Scriptures. So what are we supposed to do? How do we eat this whole roll? By going into the Scriptures, by studying the breakdowns, by watching our elders, our elder apostles and our elders teaching this word. That's how we eat the whole roll. It says, verse 4, and he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, speak with my words unto them. Yeah, and that's the point. So Lord commanded Ezekiel to speak unto the house of Israel, and the Lord commands the same thing unto his prophets. That's exactly what each and every prophet is going to do. They're going to preach his word unto the house of Israel, the Israelites. Get him real quick, and what Yahushua himself said to do the same thing, to go out there in the highways and byways. It says, Matthew chapter 22 and 9, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye find, or as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. And of course, when you read up in Matthew chapter 22, of course, Yahushua goes into a parable. But what it says, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. And yeah, this is exactly what it means. You know, how else are we gonna, because of course what the marriage, of course, represents what coming back onto the truth, and ultimately that's going to lead onto salvation. To read it, let's go ahead and it says verse 10, so those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all, as many as they found, both good and bad, and the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not a wedding garment. And he saith unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. It says, and the king said, then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There should be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, but few are chosen. Yeah, so pretty much what the Lord is only looking for the elect. And, Lord uses, of course, the prophets to prophesy his word so that the elect are stirred up. Because, of course, the elect aren't born just having the truth. The majority of the elect are, the majority of us within the truth. Of course, we didn't wake up we weren't born with the truth. We had to be taught the truth, and we were in the world up until a certain point. But it was a time and point where we came into the truth, and we learned it. Most Israelites came to the truth not having it, or not already having it. They had to be brought into it. Some, within their teenage years, or some within their 20s, 30s. The point is that we weren't born with this truth. But yeah, so pretty much what that marriage represents. Of course, what the scriptures speak about, the bride and the bridegroom. Yahushua represents the bridegroom, and the bride represents the elect. And once Yahushua comes back to deliver his elect, that right there is the wedding. But right now we're in the stages of preparing. Of course, this is a spiritual wedding, but right now we are in the stages of preparing that wedding. So we're bringing in those who need to be brought into it. There's ultimately going to be the elect. And of course, we're not doing it. All we're doing is just teaching his word, but the Lord's stirring up the ears and causing the ears of the elect to hear so that they come back onto it. So yeah, that's the point. He says, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. This is back in verse 9 of Matthew chapter 22. So the point is, and how else are we going to bid those to the marriage, meaning bring them back onto the truth so that they repent and they get right, so that they're ready. The only way for that to happen is for you, again, to preach the word, to tell the people. How else, are they going to know about this marriage? So how do we do that? We go out there on the highways and byways. You have people who stop by and they listen. They have people who ask questions. Of course, the heavy lifting is being done through the internet. So of course we go out there on the highways and byways, and that shows forth our faith for us to go out there on the streets with the 12 tribes sign, with garments, and prophesy this word out there in public. But also, of course, we upload these videos online, and it's thousands of people who come across these videos to hear them. So yeah, that's being fulfilled right there. And again, you're having the elect hear this word, but really for the men, which we understand that not every single elect man is going to be a prophet, but you also will have many prophets. What the scriptures speak about, the 144,000. So obviously, if that's really what you're supposed to be doing. If you're a able-bodied man and you come and find out about the truth, really you're supposed to go teach it. Once you get built up and you study His word, and you watch the videos, of course you get into the breakdowns and get the truth. And even Elder Apostle Dahar said after about, really between 6 months and a year, if you're not already out there, if you're not already out there on the highways and byways, then you're not a man of the Lord, because the man of the Lord the spirit in him is gonna get stirred up. True man in the Lord, his spirit is gonna get stirred up within him to go out there in the highways and byways to go preach it. Going back to Ezekiel chapter 3 and 10, it says, "Moreover, he said unto me," or this skipping down now, Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart and hear with thine ears, and go get thee to them of the captivity, it says, unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them. Yeah, because we're in captivity. We're telling our people that what the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Latinos, as well as the scattered Israelites, because our people have been scattered amongst the other nations, meaning that you're gonna have Israelites having the appearance of the heathen, but they're still Israelites through their lineage. It says, and speak unto them and tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. Yeah, so even if the people, again, because the scriptures speak about 2/3 other nation of Israel, you're going to have the majority of our people who don't repent. But that doesn't matter. We're still commanded to go preach. Now you're going to have the elect, other nation of Israel, with the 1/3. They're going to come back, and they're going to hear this. They're going to hear this word. But the point is that we're supposed to just go preach this word, and whether they hear or whether they forbear, it's not really up to us. That's up to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We're just doing our job as prophets, prophesying His word, and that's it, according to 100% truth and sincerity. Or according to 100% truth. Yeah, of course, and in sincerity. But yeah, I believe that's the point. The point is that to eat the whole roll, but also after you eat the whole roll, you're supposed to go out there highways and byways. For any brothers who have just came onto this truth, but you're supposed to get built up, study, go into the scriptures, get into the breakdowns, watch, of course, the elders and the brothers. And of course, I study these videos. But after that is a point where you're supposed to be stirred up to go out there in the highways and byways. Really, you should be going out there to the camps of Great Millstone. Within your city. You should have one in your city. If it's not in your city, you should be in the next, because you have many camps scattered amongst Babylon and Great. In America. So, really that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, so that's what you're supposed to do. Again, of course, so eat the whole roll and go out to preach it. Get with a camp. And yeah. But yeah, I believe that's the point. Lord's boy, brothers, said the edified. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashmakak with us, Brakathum, Shalom.